Okay, welcome back, guys. I accidentally pressed tab before I started. Uh, I am pretty annoyed about yesterday. I was honestly really tired. It's like 10 a.m. right now. I just decided to start recording because I kind of want to do it. But yeah, hopefully we get stuff done and things don't go so horribly for us anymore. But that's unlikely. Okay, so I think that the strategy has changed for the Vinestalker. I think that the reason why we were taking so much damage is because we were running robes, and that's honestly not a great idea. We were just taking a lot more damage than we really needed to. It does mean that our spellcasting is going to be really severely hampered now, which again emphasizes that we really just shouldn't go for it. We're going to use our potion of Berserk Rage here to kill this ogre. It's a little bit too strong for us right now. Alright, that's really bad for us. Like, horribly bad. Okay, let's try to pull two of these guys with us. Alright, one of them shafted himself. That's what I wanted to go for. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit more, awake now, so hopefully things go okay. So let me explain what Ellie does. The Divine Protection is just a meme. It doesn't really save you. But the Heal Other is the old Elivalon skill where you used to heal other people and then, it would give you piety and it would also, pacify them completely. This is pretty much the same thing, except it costs piety now instead of giving you piety, so it's less good against enemies, but you can still use it to quote unquote kill really strong enemies, like Hydras, for example. Alright. I just abused the fact that I had snakes to distract him to set up a good shot for the Ice Blast. So right now I could, uh, pacify this, Death Yak, and now he just leaves. It's pretty good. It lets me handle a lot of the earlier enemies. It does cost piety, and it is RNG though. It's pretty much a dice roll. You can think of it like a hex that insta-kills an enemy, but the hex isn't really based on their MR. It doesn't tell me exactly the chance to pacify, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, so I have to just keep kind of pressing it to hope that it works. There we go. It turned neutral. Like, that's one definite downside to that. If I can just, like, get it to work, it'd be great, but I also don't want to throw all my piety down the drain, so it's kind of a bit of an issue. Like, you do have to be a little bit careful with how you use it this early in the game. Okay, can I Ice Blast 3 times? Oh, nice, we actually got it. Alright. That's still scary. Alright, there's a double-headed ogre up there. I really need to remember that. Like, that was a bit unlucky that we got the yaks so early on, but we somehow managed to handle it. Most of the time you can kind of like stumble your way through that encounter, but that was still pretty scary. So yeah, the Pacify Other is pretty useful. It does save you, like in that situation. I'm going to continue to train invocations because I want to be able to use it against Hydras. So right there, I quote unquote killed that orc, which is really useful because I don't have to face it anymore, and yeah, it's pretty strong. It used to be a lot stronger because it was the like quote unquote core gameplay of Ellie, and back when that was the case, it was just like the most frustrating thing ever because you weren't ever worried about enemies. You worried about you're only worried about undead and food. Those two are like the only things that mattered to you. Like you would like starving on that character was absolutely normal. Oh, this is really bad. Oh, thank God we managed to pacify that. Are we slow? Oh, is it faster than flies? Alright, fine. We'll just blink. Alright, I was not expecting to be that badly outclassed. Um, he's wearing artifact stuff. I kind of want that. I'm gonna get 3 allies with me and just punch him down. Hopefully that's enough. Nope, it's not. Alright, there we go. Blackened chainmail and a rune shield. This guy was going hard. This is not amazing. Yeah, it's not amazing. It's RLX. Like, and it makes all our spells completely uncastable, so it's probably not worth it. Cursing accuracy, that's fine. Room shield. Shield of protection is really good. We're probably going to put that on at some point. Probably going to focus on that as well. Invocation's still up. We're going to train some more dodging. Look, like I said, I know that it's really annoying to have to play Transmuter like this, but the fact is just like Transmuter's not an amazing early game or mid game like thing. It's mostly this is really bad. I need to teleport now. God, this is something else. I don't want to use Ice Blast because it's too loud against these enemies, and I need to kind of keep myself alive here by being silent. Like, these bees will kill me if they get the chance to surround me. I'm not poised. And it seems like they've just done a great job at spreading completely over this place, so that's a bit unfortunate, really. But we can kill them 1v1 pretty easily, but it's just that, like, as a big pack like that, they were just kind of screwing with me. Are we poised? No, we're not. We have no resistances, which is fine, but it's still a bit scary. Alright. Nothing really we need in there. That's the Cloak of Starlight. That's beautiful. Harlech RC of A+4 is insane on this character. Right now we can also pick up the Cloak and the Gloves for an extra 2 AC, which is very useful. It makes our AC actually quite competitive, which is good. 15 AC this early in the game is not bad. I need to punch those bees before they get to me. And I can confuse the Queen Bee. Queen Bee can berserk bees. It's pretty scary. I'm actually going to ID this Point of Confusion. Should have done it earlier so I don't waste that many charges, but whatever. Okay, just had to make sure that wasn't like a distortion weapon. Or engage. Yeah, I'm feeling much better now. Yesterday was, I don't know what happened yesterday, I was just really tired. I like, the funny thing is, like, because I slept so much, I couldn't even sleep after that. I like didn't go to sleep till like 3 o'clock, and I was just sitting there in bed just being like, oh god, let me sleep. Alright, so ring mail is 21, 30, 65. This is, ooh, this is much more costable. Okay, I'll keep this on. Though we do lose 5 AC, it's really not fun. Oh, there's that Death Yak, probably the one that fell down the shaft. Let's go ahead and purify him. What is Ellie's condition for gaining piety? I'm pretty sure it's just like killing stuff, right? Like when you explore the world. Okay, well we're exploring. Not really a fan of the explore the world thing, because the piety game tends to be slower. But I don't know. Maybe her piety game is like slower because she doesn't need to use her abilities as much. But that doesn't really make sense because all her stuff costs piety. It's like, oh wow, we got to 3. Can we completely unfazed by my meager offer of peace? Okay, so that means that he's pretty much not gonna give a crap about anything we do. Crap. Yeah, we need to teleport him right now. We're gonna die. Okay. There's Snow again, son of a bitch. Let's haste here. Create some space. Close, use door strats to close. Okay, now we can fight this guy. Oh, are you kidding me, man? Come on. That was a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, like, the enemy refractory period for berserking is a little bit different from the way that ours happen. Like, I don't know why, but theirs seem to be like quite a bit shorter than ours. Probably just as a balance thing. We got nerfed. All right, so we're running into Lair with one teleportation. That's really not good, but guess we got to do it. This is pretty bad. Can I pacify this? Okay, we did. Alright, so as you can see, the hunger problem is really prevalent with this character. I'm hitting this guy in the hopes that my my anti-magic bite was gonna activate. It didn't. Unfortunate. Alright, yeah, I'm still not confident with this whole strategy of taking on this area. It doesn't feel like this character is quite ready for this area, but I guess we have to go for it, right? Universe at 7 already. I really do know that. I know that Ellie never wants. Look at that, one shot the Hydra with lobotomy. That's why it was like I don't know. Ellie was like really disgusting before because like Lair was once you got to Lair, you literally would like have no difficulty playing the game because you actually just popped off so hard. You you pacified every single enemy you saw. Like there was nothing in here that actually could not be pacified. So you just sat there and you just pacified the entire Lair. Like and it was just so degenerate. I don't know. Like it was not a fun playstyle. It was fun to play, but like not a fun playstyle. That makes sense. Like you're only enjoying it because you saw how stupidly overpowered it was, and it was just kind of funny. Not really any spells I really want right now. There's not really a good chance that I'm gonna be. Oh my god. Oh, that's okay. That's a little bit better. There's not a great chance that we're gonna be able to go for the magic stuff just yet. We have to kind of like train other things right now. It's a bit unfortunate. Like the -2 to dodging is kind of hurting a little bit. It does make us have to pay a lot more XP for it. Didn't want to punch that number, but we did it. I probably should have just like used my piety to pacify it. Like right here, I can use it to pacify. There's a whole bunch of like rules that have to do with pacification. I have no idea if they're the same, but basically, as you can see, it's really effective against animals. Just because they're so easy to pacify. Let's use the disintegration one, I guess. We'll use it because it's full screen. Yeah. And against animals, it's pretty decent because obviously they have low MR. Oh god. Okay. I mean, we hold up surprisingly well against these enemies, but it does the low health and the fact that we're like a dodging-oriented character in melee tends to be like a little bit iffy. Alright, so we ended up getting greater healing, purification. Purification just like basically is a curing potion, except it doesn't heal you. It's not bad. It's kind of like a cancellation, I suppose, but it doesn't get rid of any negative effect, any positive. Greater healing will give you a lot more healing, but it costs more piety, I believe, like slightly more. Divine Vigor will increase my maximum HP and magic points depending on the skill, so that's pretty good. This is like the thing I was looking for. I can use it as a bit of a buff, like it gives me a little bit more health. Not sure exactly how much health, but it's based on my invo skills, so I should be training invo for the whole game. Ellie is a very invo heavy god, I'm pretty sure. Like I don't think that's changed about it. She used to only train invocations for the entire game, pretty much. Not for the entire game, but like at least until it got to 20, you didn't train any other skills because it wasn't worth it. And while it's not quite as extreme now, it is still kind of similar because a lot of her stuff scales up invo, and you basically want to always get invo. It's not like the Kleb where she has like passes that are really good. If you don't have invo, she's kind of worthless. Cold resistance, we don't really need that. I'm gonna enchant this troll leather armor just because I still feel like our character is really low on the like just anything really. Like we don't have too much. We don't get. I don't think we actually get EXP for killing these, for like purifying these death yaks. Which is kind of sad. Alright, just gonna have to punch one down. I'd rather pull them upstairs, even though I do take extra damage, just because I feel like it's better for us. We can like kind of do a bit more stair dancing and stuff, pillar dancing. I mean, we can punch these guys, just it really hurts us. Perhaps I will turn my unarmed combat off at 20 rather than keeping on forever. But I don't think we got to 20 unarmed combat that early. Mm. I have to probably be a bit more lenient with my EXP on unarmed combat if I want to get the transmutations up. The problem is, like, the transmutations here don't give us extra HP. Like, Blade Hands is not the... It's okay, but, like, I'm not a fan of it for this character just because I'm so squishy already. I need to just punch these guys. They're annoying. Okay. We'll see if we can get rid of that Komodo Dragon. Yeah, that's better. So once the enemy is pacified, it doesn't mean it's friendly with you. If you're in its way, it will attack you. It's kind of a stupid way of doing it, but whatever, they did it. I picked up another book at some point. Summon Butterflies is okay, but I think that we shouldn't have to worry about it just yet. We're looking for stuff that's directly useful to us for survival right now, which makes Confusing Touch quite good. I'm actually going to go ahead and pick that up and put that on ZA. The reason why is because Confusing Touch can be used on a lot of enemies this early in the game. It actually maybe is correct for me to actually go for spellcasting or something, just some general magic school. I know spellcasting training to get magic isn't great, but I do it a lot on my ogres, and I'm kind of thinking like, yeah, it's probably the same thing. Back when ogres were actually like +1 spellcasting, -3 everything else. I would train just like pure spellcasting a lot to shore up my skill. Like, rather than focus on my other skills, I would focus on spellcasting instead. And so you'd end the game with like 24, 25 spellcasting and like only maybe 15, 16 of every relevant skill that you want. It was a fun playstyle. It was very interesting because you didn't have too much spell power, but you actually got these spells online, and they were never hungry. You were never really hungry for it. Pretty cool. Right now I'm still, like I said, it's still in the awkward transition where like I still want to be melee because that's still the main killing spell, but it's definitely starting to feel like some of the magic. Either I should go full armor and like unarmed combat, or I should go magic. And if I go magic, like my defense will be shot for the rest of the game, pretty much. Which is why I'm hoping that I can get like Dragon Form, or say like what do you call it? Dragon Form, or like maybe I don't know, the statue form, just to like have stuff with me. Like, man, that's a lot of Death Yaks today. It's a lot of Death Yaks. Alright. Gotta pull them all the way up one by one, per the usual. I'm gonna try Confusing Touch on him. Oh, it actually works. Not for that long though, apparently. Whatever. So as you can see, the Confusing Touch is really useful. I use it on like pretty much every enemy that's kind of scary, and then I confuse them. It does decrease, I think it decreases the damage of the first unarmed combat strike that you have against them, but like it confuses them, so it's kind of worth it. Let me check that. Oh, maybe it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't seem to say that. Alright. I really want to turn something off. I don't want to turn fighting off ever. Like, it hurts so bad to turn fighting off. Dodging I really don't want to turn off either, but I might actually just turn that off. We'll train some hexes. I want to get the Confusing Touch down to like a reasonable spell failure so I can just spam it for now. It only needs to get down to like maybe 4 or 5, so it's not that much of an EXP boost. But it does suck that we're not training our defenses like this. Oh, that was not the right target. Alright, so what we did there was we pacified the Death Yak in a way that it would try to leave, and then when it left, it was like in contact with the other Death Yak, so it tried to move past it, so it started attacking it. It's kind of hard to exploit, but sometimes you can get those situations to happen. God, this character is so scary. Phantom Mirror is pretty good here. I can use it to kill like some mid-range enemy. It's like kind of decent. Damn it! I forgot that. Yeah. One problem with recording early in the morning is that like everyone's still home. Like, so, whoops. Oh, whatever. That's fine. I'm sure they won't even realize I'm awake. Today's my day off, so I usually do wake up pretty late, like 12:30. No, not 12:30. Not on this day at least. I usually wake up like maybe 10:30, 11. So I don't know. But you might experience some noise, and if it gets too bad, I will try to like either keep it quiet or like, something. I don't know. Sorry. Look at that. The neutrality of the Hydra is really cool. Like just instantly killing it in one hit. It's very satisfying. And that I'm glad to see that that part of Ellie hasn't changed. I mean, I don't hate Ellie's gameplay because like I was like I'm gonna admit it, I was a straight up noob when it came to Ellie. Like I've never really been great at her. I know that there's been like some insane passive runs that were only possible because old Ellie was a thing. But back when old Ellie was a thing, I wasn't really good at the game at all. Like I basically like I was like most players, I pretty much just did whatever I felt like at the time rather than going for a win. Obviously the winning, like I always wanted to win, but for some reason I had it in my mind that like I don't know that I was like gonna be oh crap that's really bad. Oh we managed to pacify it. Holy crap, and it still nearly killed us. Jesus, that was scary. Okay, what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna start confusing the entrance. That's hopefully gonna give me enough time to kind of back off a little bit. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight all those enemies. Melee are scary as heck. But if we can get them in 1v1s, they're not as scary. But they are still pretty scary. So, I want to shout like here, somewhere like this, because what that'll do is that'll bring like 1 or 2 melee or bees towards me rather than bring the whole pack. It's kind of like just thinking about it in radius terms. Like I'm thinking like my shot like only reaches about like here, and it's blocked by the wall, so there's not too many enemies that will pop up near me. So as you can see, like if I were to shout like right here, for example, it would probably draw a lot more. But maybe not. Maybe there's just nothing here. Okay, I probably don't want to shout there. I want them to generally feel like they know where I am. Like I don't want them to all know where I am exactly, but I want them to feel like they know where I am. If that makes sense. And that's why I'm using the shout. Okay. There's the queen bee. I'm gonna shout one more time here. Oh, we're lagging again. Alright, we can fight 2 bees at once. 2 bees at once again. Still not up poised. Ah, yeah, this is not what we want. Okay, we're gonna leave now. We're gonna let the queen bee handle herself. If she's confused, I'm pretty sure she can't berserk her allies, which is good. We don't want her berserking stuff. Alright, great, perfect. Handled the problem. Whoa, there's a lot of stuff in our spell list now. Summon Hydra. Was there Hydra form in this? Doesn't look like it. But there are some pretty good spells in this spell set that we got right now. We got some summoning stuff. Summon Mana Vibe is pretty interesting. I wonder if it is better for us to go for summoning rather than unarmed combat right now, if we want to go for that hybridy style. Like I said, the unarmed combat, the transmutation thing, it's a little bit scary to use. Wave of Frost. Okay, we have 1 ice ring, so we can kind of go in there. It's not bad. And like I said, as I always say, sorry, if in doubt, we can just leave. Like it's not like it's a huge deal. I'm gonna magic mapping for it though, because I feel like it might be relevant. Oh, that's an offload plant. Wow, that's unfortunate. So that means we have to take a free offload shot every time we go in there. Okay, well it's only 1 turn, I guess. That's still a bit scary, but whatever. I wonder if Confusing Touch works on this thing. Oh, it actually does. What? Okay. Oh, that is not good for us. Whoops, we didn't put our ice ring on either. There is a good chance of this being really good for us. But at the same time, I'm not really too happy about the way that this is going to turn out. This is probably not going to go well for us. Yeah, I'm a little bit scared of this. This is a little bit too much. Like, I could tell that the Ice Devils would not be easy enemies to fight in multiple bouts. And I know that that temple there, or that, like, not temple, but like, whatever that is, like that little castle thing, has like multiple, like 6 of them, and they can all come at once. So it's not good. Not good. And also there's like a big threat at the end as well, multiple ice statues. Like I just didn't feel like our character was too well equipped to deal with it. It's kind of what you do. You kind of like check out if your character is like strong enough to handle that kind of threat, and then when you realize you can't, you just back off. It's not, you don't have to like stress about it pretty much. That bugger didn't follow us upstairs. Bit unlucky that time. Oh my god, please. Bug it, follow us up. Thank you. Because once he comes up with us, he's dead. Like he's got no summons. We have anti-magic bite. We're just gonna kill him. All right, just pacify that stupid Komodo dragon because it was trying to kill us. There we go. Whew, bit scary there. Spriggan can actually get killed pretty easily by my amazing convenient touch. It's at 5% now. That's probably high enough. We'll turn it off, and we'll train some transmutations. I really, like I said, I really hate the fact that we're not training any defense other than fighting. It does make our character a lot squishier than you would hope. I need to try to like neutralize a lot of these enemies. Okay, the summons are still. Oh wow, his summons killed him. That's funny. Huh. So what I did was I pacified the guy in the middle of his summon cloud, and then he got killed. It's pretty brutal. All right, so that is wizardry. Is that better than 3 AC or magical power? 3 AC is probably not as good, but it's still pretty good. That's ugh. Like I wish I had 3 ring slots right now, because that really sucks that we can't use it. Though to be fair, I don't think that we even want Iceborne. Yeah, look, honestly, we don't really want spells right now. Like we're doing fine as a melee. I think it's better to just have more health. Like I know it sounds weird, but you know, might actually just be the ticket that we need. The longer we delay our transmutations training, the more effective it will be eventually, and the more likely we are at surviving this early in the game. That is 3 Azure Drakes. Azure. Rest in peace, Azure Drake. That's 3 Azure Juppies. I never know if it's like Azure or Azure, but for some reason I called it Azure, so I assume that's what I use. Probably not though. I think I use Azure. Okay, we need to like pacify a couple of these brutes. So as you can see there, the pacification is really strong. You can just like kind of make enemies into your into like just, well, pretty much dead. Like once you think of it like that, once you think of it as an instant kill, it becomes a lot stronger, like in your mind. Having said that we're going to delay the transmutations training, does that mean that we just don't want transmutations? I think that actually might be true. We just don't want it because we don't have, like, the previous games have shown us that we don't actually have the HP to sustain like the level of transmutations that we had. Like Blade Hands was okay for killing stuff, but we still died to a lot of stuff. So it's like, I actually think that it's not worth it for me to train transmutations at all until like maybe the first rune. Maybe that's just like what we've been missing. We can like maybe memorize like Blade Hands or something. Where is it? Like maybe memorize it and then like Brilliant Potion it up if we need it. Get it to like just a certain level. All I know is that Invocations training probably should never finish. Like I'm pretty sure it's like unarmed combat and Invocations will be like core for this character. So, oh, we got put to sleep, but that was a bit scary. Oh, we should not have gone down there. Alright, I managed to pacify a couple of those guys before I got sleeped. And that was really useful in just like making sure I didn't die. Like I said, pacification is really good. We're actually starting to get like some reasonable-ish looking defense up, I think. Like our health is pretty good, 79 now. It wasn't that much higher before, but still. Like, it's getting there. It'll eventually be good. Alright, let's just try to do dungeon. Let's hope we don't die. Because we've been dying a lot in dungeon. And it's been in pretty much the same areas for this character as well. Like, the difficulty started when dungeon finished, pretty much. Box of beasts are pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and pick both of them up. Like, I might have a disproportionate love of Box of Beasts compared to how good they are, but you know, it's whatever. I bought it. It's too late now. Oh god, hellhounds, scary guys. Can I just ice blast these guys down? Oh, we don't have enough charges. Wow, that's so sad. Also, the Wand of Clouds is actually what do you call it? The Wand of Clouds is actually red. I wonder why. Is it because oh, can it create draining clouds? That might be why. It's like draining clouds, poison clouds, acid clouds, something something. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. It's not a big deal. As you can see, like we're still punching our way through stuff. That makes me wonder if I really do need the unarmed combat or the invocations. Maybe we'll turn the invo off at like 15, and then we'll just like call it a day there, and then we'll train it again later. That could be it, or it could just be that 10 invo is enough. I still haven't used the divine vigor yet. I probably should do that eventually. It will make us like a buttload more tanky, depending on how much HP it actually gives us. So we will test it out the next time we find a reasonably difficult enemy. I assume. Alright. Ow. This is an interesting looking vault. That is a lot of stuff. My god. Alright, is that the Orc vault? Probably is. No, Orc is Orc on D12? I feel like it's not. I feel like we already saw Orc. Never mind. Does that make that the vaults thing? No, vaults is 13, right? Ow, that really hurt. Holy moly. That was painful. Alright, let's divine figure here. So 7931, 9436. So we gain 5 mana. 79. We gain 13 health. No. Wait. 15 health. Okay, that's alright, I guess. It's acceptable, I suppose. Not great, but it works. It does the thing we wanted it to, I guess. Oh, this is a bit scary. The throwing net actually hit us. Oh, it seems to have lasted quite a long time too. That was pretty long. That actually lasted a pretty long time. Ow. Let's use greater healing on us here. Okay, that healing was pretty damn good. Wow. That was nice. Does that actually cost much? It's only a small cost. Like, it heals 3 times as much, but at a slightly higher total cost. Total piety. I think it's more efficient, therefore, to use the greater healing on ourselves. That was a lot of health. That was like a good 30 or 40 health. Ow. How are we still losing to double-headed ogres? This is what I mean. Like, why is that character so oddly bad? It's so frustrating. Like, it just doesn't scale quite as well as I keep expecting it to. Alright, let's just use a Lamp of Fire here. He'll die before he gets to us. Lamp of Fire does a lot of damage. And the fact that it's in a corridor means that we literally can't miss. Can we heal other? Please. Oh my god, we're in a bad spot now. Oh god. You can't see invisible, can you? No, you can't. Okay. Let's use greater healing on ourselves first to keep ourselves alive. Okay, we need to punch him to heal our mana back and also stop him from freaking throwing us with those bolts of fire. That was really scary. We didn't have any fire resistance and, well, like, not that it really matters, but like our low health total and the fact that we have no fire resistance means that we will take so much damage. Why is there a Minotaur here? That's pretty odd. Whatever, we just confused them, I guess. Alright, unarmed combat's at 17. How fast are we swinging? Not that fast, honestly. Can we, like, just start enslaving these yaks? Go. Fight. Oh my god. Whoa! Whoa! Did you see that yak? Holy crap, that was an amazing yak. He killed the death yak in one fight. What the fuck? That was cool. Holy shit, that was awesome. Alright, let's just enslave the bunch of you guys. The bunch of you fellas. Alright, that's good enough. We've given them enough pain. This was a pretty brutal vault. Ow. Close the door. This, like, Yaktors are a lot more dangerous than you would expect here. I don't know what this exactly is. There's a lot of enemies though. That's all I know. Maybe I can, like, just kind of, like, pacify, like, a couple of these, and they'll start fighting each other. Because pacification is, like, semi-enslavement in when they're all, like, bunched up like that. So, if I just, like, pacify, like, that one, for example, I can, like, make him just fight a whole bunch of dudes before he dies. Because he's, like, confused now as to why he's there. I don't gain EXP for that, but it's probably worth it. Just because I get to kill all those enemies without fuss. It's a little bit more valuable here. This is annoying. Alright, let's just try to, like, get into this watery area. This is a really odd vault. I think I may have seen this before, but probably not. I don't know why I trained Dex there. Probably should have trained Int. Because we are still kind of spellcasting at times. Alright, that was a worthless vault. Alright, so right now, the problems we have are mostly the fact that we can't deal with groups too well. And the fact that we have very little in the way of defense. Those problems are still really bad. It's unlucky. I think Invocations probably is going to take a turn. I don't know if it's really that amazing. But I feel like without it, it's going to be pretty lackluster. Oh, God. Decisions. I hate Blade Hands so much. It just does not feel like it's a great spell. It limits your spell casting. Acid Dragon scales, huh? 12, 16, 12, 16, exactly the same. Oh wait, no, the spellcasting is slightly worse for Acid Dragon, but we get Arc Road, and we trade that for, what's his name? Does that really not work against him? Damn, it sucks. Or it just isn't working so far. Okay, this is really annoying. Let's just hit him with Acid, that probably works, yeah. Ogres are not great at dodging, so the Acid Ward will hit most of the time. Ooh, another Phantom Mirror. I guess I'll pick it up. It's not really that great, but whatever. Good enough. Alright, so, alright, let's turn Invocations up. We'll train some spellcasting now. We'll start to work towards spells, but not really super hard. We'll just kind of, like, meander our way towards it. Just because it doesn't feel like it's too necessary right now. We're still punching stuff together. Sorry, not together. Like, we're still punching stuff pretty well. Especially because we have Ellie. That is not a good enemy to fight. Just gonna go ahead and quickly lobotomize him. Just cut his damn brain out, apparently. Can we use this on the Sphinx? Nope. Alright, so this is a scary place to be. We need to go down the third staircase here. That vault staircase always has two downstairs. Two downstairs, but I mean upstairs from on this floor. Like, so the third one's always like somewhere else random on the dungeon, on the floor. So you just go through the third one, and you're usually okay. I'm gonna punch this Hydra. Just wanted to try if it worked, to see if it worked. We're full on inventory slots. That's pretty crazy. Let's just drop some useless stuff. ID some of this stuff. Okay. Alright, whatever. Good enough for us. Good enough for us. Don't know why we have scrolls of vulnerability though. Don't need that. So from my count, there were a lot of humans, a Sphinx, and Urug as the main threats in that area. No Rupert this time around. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pacify the human there. He's going to create a chokehold and then have to kill himself. This double-headed Urug will do exactly the same thing. This is what I mean by just like abusing the way that Ellie's pacification works. It's not bringing it as an ally, but if you're smart enough, you can make it. You can kind of make it like an enslavement that has a much higher success rate. That is a Sphinx. Wow, we just instantly killed it. Whoa, I thought that she would have a lot more MR, but apparently not. That's cool. This is a bad spot for us to be in, but if we lamp of fire this whole area, it's less bad. Can we neutralize this guy? Because if we can, that'd be great. Oh, we actually did. Wow. Yes, the piety. Yes, by the way, the piety is dropping quite significantly. I know, I'm aware. It hurts, but it's kind of that's kind of the L level on life. You know what I mean? You got to use your abilities to get stuff done. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. This is pretty brutal. We're taking a lot of damage here. If I can confusing touch one, okay, that's much better. Ow, this is really quite painful. Oh, that actually sucks so bad. Like, the confusing touch is really useful though, I will say. It's been helping us quite a bit. Yeah, but we'll keep unarmed combat up to 20, and then once it's at 20, we'll probably turn it off. Like, it's just so good to have unarmed combat. It's just straight up damage. Like, it's very hard to say that you should turn unarmed combat off, ever. Like, it is quite difficult. Okay, I was trying to get rid of Garug there, but okay, well, we just punched him to death. That's fine. Gosh, it's kind of like we're playing a worse troll right now. Like, we have great like offense, but our defense is just so poor. Kind of sucks. Okay, use confusing touch here to our advantage. As you can see, it's very effective still. Like, I'm a real fan of confusing touch on unarmed, but it's just sometimes you just don't get the chance to because you don't spellcast. It's not worth it most of the time. Like, when you play troll and stuff, you don't need confusing touch because you're already like really strong. You don't need it. But on a character like this who's unarmed but also oddly weak, it's just a lifesaver really. Weak defensively, that is. We are a little bit weaker defensively than most characters. You can use acid there just to kill the priest. Alright, there's Mega Slime. Gonna go ahead and not fight him until he's decided to calm down and split up. So it looks like we're kind of like on the border of like 4 and 5 pips of piety. Can't really say why. Like, we're using the piety at like a rate that means that we have it consistent, but it's not like high. Slimy rune is okay. I can do that, depending. I mean, Ellie's not great for slimy rune, but then again, she's not really that good for anything. Oh, she's okay for vaults as my third rune because she can just pacify a whole bunch of stuff, but it's still scary. Like, I don't know. Third rune, regardless, will be something we'll have to worry about later. My God, that was so much hell. That's very painful. Alright, that's D15 done finally. I'm gonna end the video here. So, I think Ellie's really fun so far. Like, my initial thoughts of her. Like, I haven't really done an Ellie run in this entire channel, so now it's more interesting, I suppose. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Kind of like just, I think she's pretty fun to use right now. Compared to what she was before. She's not as dominating. So yeah, like, I don't know, it's pretty cool. I will probably upload this a little bit earlier than usual, so you might see a bit of an earlier gap. But other than that, like, should be okay. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.